Amazing Grace by Mary Hoffman and Caroline Binch. Based off of the front cover, what do we think this book will be about? Even the back cover can kind of help us guide with some clues. It says Grace can do anything she puts her mind to. And it looks like she's dancing around. Amazing Grace. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her, or told to her, or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were in books, or movies, or out of Nana's long-term memory. Grace just loved stories. After she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out. And she always gave herself the most exciting part. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc and wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. Do you think Grace really did these things, or do you think it was in her imagination? She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. She went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. She was Hiawatha sitting by the shining big seawater, and Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played with all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat, and found a city with streets paved in gold. Or she was Aladdin, rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear. Why do you think the illustrator decided to draw a sunflower next to Grace? Sunflowers are most commonly known for having a smile and being bright and cheerful. Maybe like Grace. Sometimes she would get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. And then she was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. It looks like Mom has a bandage on her head and her leg. And she's checking the heartbeat of Nan. One day, Grace's teacher said they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be. When she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter. That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter Pan," whispered Natalie. "He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have auditions next week to choose the parts." And she gave them words to learn. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. "What's the matter?" asked Mom. "Raj said I can't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That just shows what Raj knows," said Ma. "A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to." Grace cheered up, and then later she remembered something else. "Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black," she said. Ma looked angry, but before she could speak, Nana said, "It seems like Natalie is another one who doesn't know anything. You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." On Saturday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and a train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theater. Has anybody ever been to a theater before? The sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins and Romeo and Juliet, Sparkling Lights." Are we going to the ballet, Nana? Asked Grace. We are, honey. But first, I want you to look at this picture. Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu. Above the dancer it said, Stunning New Juliet.